kudzu. You know what kudzu is?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Everybody knows what kudzu is.
That's when it first come out. The county, county office was trying to get everybody to plant kudzu,
Yes.
gullies and this kind of stuff. And
Well, it was good cow feed, right? Good cheap cow
but
feed.
good
It would
God,
stop
man,
the
Erosion. Oh yeah.
they'll take you woods and everything else.
Yeah.
You can't control kudzu. So my grandma, Mama Tillman kept talking about kudzu. So
every time we go up there.
Granddaddy told her one day, she said, "Mama, I'm gonna have kudzu planted on your grave when you die."
We had never heard Daddy say anything ugly like that before in our lives. We'd almost fainted.
After about the 45th or 1,000th time, I guess he felt compelled to say
when
that.
Mama thought something was advantageous, she kept on till she got it going.
But there's one little spot of kudzu down there below that barn.
Is that all there is?
Yeah.
You mean you've gotten rid of all the rest of it?
No,
Or?
he never did put it out.
Oh yeah.
Well, now behind our house, there was kudzu.
Where?
Yes,
Our house.
that's right. It grew up.
Up here?
Yeah, the one we grew up in.
Oh yeah, well yeah. She planted kudzu up there, but Granddad didn't plant none.
Okay.
Yeah. Or she had somebody else plant it. I don't know.
It's a weed.
But he told
I
us,
thought it was
I'm
some
gonna,
sort of furry troll.
when you die, I'm gonna have kudzu planted on your grave.
Yeah.
That's
That
great.
was the ugliest thing I've ever heard Dad say.
Yeah. Thank goodness he.
But he had heard it, and he had heard it every time we'd go.
Well,
up there.
he just never did sit into it much. It was controversial.
No.
Except yes, dear. That's the way
Yeah.
That's the way my marriage
yeah.
works. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now I heard another story about going back to boll weevils that Marshall Lewico wanted to change crops, wanted to change out because
You want to change the
yeah,
peanut?
yeah, and because not only was it the boll weevil, but the cotton was depleting the soil and so forth. But Texas prevailed.
See, boll weevil, at that time, they didn't have anything to control boll weevils.
Right, right.
That's the reason they got in the tight with the place down there. Because she wanted
To
Cotton.
keep going with cotton. Right. King Cotton brought us. King Cotton's going to sustain us.
And so anyway, when they got in such a tight, and they was, they had lost it, and that's when Granddaddy went to the
Bet you.
people that
No,
had
it's
the
just
dope
one
and
bite.
made a deal with them,
That's too much.
and he
Had
told
four
them he
once.
was logging and he could pay them
I had four
so much
bites
a week.
once.
He paid them
I've
so
done
much a
like
week
10 one time.
for so long, you know,
20.
and
No, not 20. That's impossible.
10's the
but they had
most
done
I've
foreclosed on it,
10 was.
and that was
No,
on the
that's
count
when
of
I was
cotton.
young and the mosquitoes bit me a lot.
That was on the count of Miss
Yeah.
Texas.
When I was 5 or
Stubbornness.
6.
I know.
It was
Uh-huh.
the most time.
Yeah.
Mama was
Your
sort
flesh
of,
blood back then.
she liked to be in on everything and sort of,
No,
Help make
that's
the
the wrong
decisions.
statement. It wasn't be in on everything. She liked to control everything.
Well, and therefore they had separate chicken houses
She
and
was
separate
a-
banks.
she was a fuller.
You were the
She
fuller.
was a fuller.
That's right. And then, well, of course, now that you bring up the Fullers, the other.
They were good folks.
Oh, I know, but I mean, I heard the story about how the Fuller boys somebody made them mad, and left for Texas, and so they got on their horses and went out to Texas and flogged that boy, almost to death, to pay him back. Have you ever heard that?
Hear that?
I think Uncle Fonz told me that story.
Did you ever hear it, Jack?
Well, they were tough customers, weren't they? The Fullers.
Yeah. Oh, let's see, Bill Fuller. Now, we was around Bill a lot, but he never did mention nothing about that.
Well, I don't imagine. I mean, it's kind of
He
embarrassing, right?
He was,
Yeah, you're right. I'd say against the law.
he was as full of it as a Christmas turkey.
You mean if it happened, he would have bragged about it?
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
I mean, what I'm saying is, if he thought about it, I'm not saying it
Yeah.
didn't happen,
Right.
but knowing him,
Jack, did we ever know it when Bill died?
no. He may not be dead. He might still be walking around.
Yeah.
He
He wouldn't be but 107.
he came up. he'd come up here, and I'd like for him to come.
Well, now, where did they live? Where was the Fuller place?
Well, see now, the old man, he owned a lot of places.
It was up close to Mama Tillman's house.
But one place was up there. One place was Mama Tillman's place.
Yes.
But down the road from Mama Tillman, you know that little road that leads off right close to it?
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about.
That house, first or second house.
Yeah.
The
Was
dirt
old
road.
Fuller house.
Yeah.
That was
Had
old
a-
Fuller house.
On that dirt road.
Yeah, at the time it was dirt, I guess, but it had a front yard. There was no grass at all in it. if I remember.
Sand.
That was right. That's right.
Yeah.
Some people always cut up the grass.
Yeah.
They didn't like grass.
Right.
The weeds.
Well, shoot, we kept it cut up, and but see, I understand where he's coming from. You know, the Fuller thing, the control and everything. 'Cause my granddaddy was like that. If he had anything to do with it, he controlled it. And
That's where.
make no difference.
I'm getting a picture now.
Make no difference who it was or what it was. They could, people could be there and have a crop made and almost ready together, and they'd make him mad, and then he'd have them to move. They'd get your mess out of him. And if you don't, I'm gonna burn the house down tomorrow night.
Oh my goodness.
That's control. Yeah.
Well, they'd move.
I guess so.
Daddy had a family living there, and they won't right.
They won't right.
He
Y'all know
kept
about
telling
that?
he kept telling them to move, you know, and then they would do it. He went up there one morning, and the man's name was Henry Johnson. I forgot what his wife's name. His daughter's name Dale's, and the other one Cindy Seal. And he says, "If you're not out of here by daylight in the morning, I'm gonna burn this thing down." And son, they was out of there before sundown.
Well,
That's the
now.
only way you get some folks to move.
Yeah.
They just camp, you know.
What about the legal system?
They're legal.
Legal.
There wasn't no legal back. I mean, you was legal back then. You didn't see no deputy sheriff. You didn't see no sheriff. You didn't see no police. We had a
Constable.
a bailiff
Bailiff.
lived down in a dead end road, way down in the bottom, pretty close to the river, and he was about a six man, and he walked. We lived 7 miles from Brundage. He lived 2 miles from us. That's 9 miles. He walked to Brundage and back every day.
Wow. Did he carry a gun?
No, he didn't carry no gun.
So a constable. I mean, I'm familiar with
Yeah,
supervisor.
that's what he was. And
But a constable sounds like a lawman.
yeah, well, that's what he is. He's a deputy sheriff. I mean, back then.
Right.
And
But he didn't carry a gun.
if he had to go arrest somebody or something, he'd carry no gun. He'd walk up to the door and say, "Hey, Jim." "Yes, sir." "Come on out of here. Let's go."
You got to go with me.
He didn't have a gun. He didn't have nothing. But nobody didn't give him no sass. Like I said, he was a pretty good sized man.
Right. Oh, yeah, I'm sure you didn't have patrol cars driving by every 15 minutes. I'm sure things were handled in a discreet and
Sometimes,
And if
Fashion.
sometimes not right, wasn't it?
say somebody got a tail out on somebody in the community, like fooling with somebody else's wife, or fooling with another woman, or stealing something or something. They didn't call no sheriff. They went out and called him out at night. Had the rope on the shoulder, and say, "Look, if you ever again anything, you got a problem." And
They,
son, that winded up.
they don't know what the rope was. They would hang him. That's what they talk about.
oh, yeah. Yeah. I think
But
everybody
we
knows.
didn't.
What
In
they
the
talking about.
community I lived in, we didn't have no stealing. we didn't have nothing like that.
And who was the bailiff now?
Huh?
Who was the bailiff?
Tom Harden.
That was like the sheriff.
My goodness, you remember
Well, he's
his
like
name.
a deputy sheriff.
Deputy
I won't never forget, I was down there one day and his son opened up a drawer there in the chest of drawers and he pulled out a 44. I bet that thing was that long.
A pistol.
I never have seen a
That's
gun
when
like
y'all
that
were
in my life.
boys.
Or I haven't seen one since.
You're talking about a pistol
Yeah.
with a long barrel.
Yeah, and heavy.
Uh-huh.
It was a big gun. And his name was Aaron. And he said, now that's a 44. Well, I didn't know what a 44 was, and I did a 22.
A hand cannon.
Yeah. But down in there, we didn't have no problem.
And who'd you say was the bailiff?
Tom Harden.
Tom Harden, but I've forgotten him.
Amazing that you could remember.
Tom Harden.
He was the law.
Yep.
Sort of like Matt Dillon.
That's right. Except he didn't ride no horse. He
Yeah.
walked.
Yeah.
Was he the one that walked around it every day?
Yeah,
Did you say that?
he lived, well, from where he lived, it'd be 9 miles.
That's
Hmm.
like
And he
at
walked
least
up
2.5
there.
hours.
He walked up there and back every day.
That's 5
Now, why did he
hours
walk
a
up
day.
there to
I
Brundage?
have no idea.
That's Pike County. Or, uh-huh.
I don't know.
He just went because it was town.
Yeah.
People used to like to go to town.
Yeah.
You know.
Sure. Still
And,
do.
and now I never did know him to do a day's work. I never did know him to help
His wife.
stacking the peanuts, pick no cotton.
His wife and his daughters did it. That
Hmm.
back then, wives and the
That was
children.
the way it's supposed to be. I don't know where he did it or not.
Yeah, what went wrong? So what year was that?
What went wrong? I can tell you what went wrong.
We got lazy.
Woman's lib.
Women's lib. Yeah.
Oh,
You think it was short skirts and bra burning?
Women's lib.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
I was at a Fuller reunion. I remember Hazel Tillman was there.
Hazel. Mm-hmm.
Well, he was one of the old ones.
Well, he was a sheriff, right?
Yeah.
What?
He didn't carry no gun.
Well, he did this time. He said he went out to this place. This guy was, somebody had accused him of something. He had to go arrest him. And he went up to the house and told the guy to come out, you know.
that had been accused.
Yeah. And he came out. I think his wife was on the porch. And he said, you know, looks like, you know, I'm going to have to arrest you. So just, you know, get in the car. And he said, Sheriff, I'm not getting in the car. And he said, oh, yeah, you are. And the guy pulled out a knife.
Mm-mm.
And he said, okay, now put the knife down, Joe, or whatever his name was. And he started toward him with that knife, and he shot him in the leg.
Mm.
And the guy started screaming, you shot me, Sheriff, you shot me. He said, yeah, get in the car. And I guess he took him to the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, them old ones didn't play.
No.
Now,
Well-
if you need one up here, for an example, it'll take them 4 to 6 hours to even get up here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thought you meant the day, 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if they get up here on that day, it'd take them 4 to 6 hours.
Yeah.
And so I you know,
But we behaved more than we did back then.
You think? Well, now there's a
We tried.
gravestone down in the cemetery that says, "Here lies one of the Clantons."
One of the Clowers.
One of the Clowers, right. And it says, first man to settle in this part of the territory. And it says, I don't know if it says this or not, but somehow I know that the nearest neighbor was 8 miles away.
good.
Good?
Yeah, good.
Yeah. Well,
What do you mean, remembering it?
No, somebody.
no, he likes the idea of a neighbor being 8 miles away.
That's right.
Well, we got
Not now, though.
9 billion people
We
on the
like
planet. I
neighbors
don't
now.
think we're all trying to live in the fertile.
But they're all moving away from us. I don't know why.
Yeah, well, they're all coming up from Northern Virginia, I
I
think.
said
what
they're
it-
moving away from us.
Hey, man,
Yeah.
that's what
Those
they're
people
supposed
out
to,
here have moved.
Uh-huh.
That's where they're supposed to go, up north where all the money is.
Yeah, is that right?
Well,
Yeah. With no happiness.
that's what they used to say, go north.
Yeah. I thought it was go west.
And the weather was go west, and it got the west filled up, and then they started turning that way.
Yeah.
Well, see, what was happening back at that time, all of the factories was automobiles and things, you know, and they was needing a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
So,
In Detroit.
yeah,
Well, Jack, I brought you an Obama sticker. We'll get this thing straightened out.
right.
If you'll vote for him again.
And just as soon as you leave, I'll put it in the damn fire down yonder.
Mm-mm. It's fireproof. Yeah.
Well, I got my knife.
I think he wins.
You right? You reckon?
Yeah, a knife.
I don't
beats
know. I still have my
everything.
bumper sticker.
And look at him. If my knife won't do it, that will.
Holy cow! Were you expecting trouble when we drove up?
I told that anytime I got my britches on.
You do.
Yes,
I didn't
sir.
know it.
But
I'm gonna be better.
I guess so.
I told it to.
I'm gonna feel less safe now.
I told it to town. I told it to church. I carried it anywhere I go.
You carried it to church?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it loaded?
Got 9 in it.
Is the clip off? Is the safety off?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna treat you a whole lot better than I have so far this trip. Now that I know that.
I'm gonna be good.
Yes, I think we better all give him $10.
Ain't no use having it if it won't go off.
You're not 20.
Just put it
Wow,
on.
that's the smallest gun I ever seen.
Let's not see how powerful it is. Yeah.
I'm not joking. That is very small. I've seen small. Like
That's what dynamite is. This comes in a small
just
Oh,
package.
they
smallest
make
one I've
one.
ever seen.
They make a little old 22, just about that long.
Yeah, that'll make somebody mad. That won't.
Well,
won't
if
hurt
you put a
anybody.
hollow point in it,
Well, that's
in
true.
it, and let him have that,
Yeah.
he'll stop.
Yeah, because it's a big hole coming out the back that hurts. Yeah.
Well, now, what do you mean by the hollow point?
The bullet's got the bullet's got a hollow point in the tip of it, and when it hits, it
I
spreads.
thought it didn't have any hump about it if it was hollow point.
Mm-hmm.
It spreads when it hits.
So I saw down there the one-room schoolhouse. I saw it had. It looks like a voting place. Still doing voting down there?
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. They tried to move it, but they didn't succeed.
That's great. Was that building used for anything else?
No.
Just voting?
I went to school in it.
Oh yeah.
Even
We had our scout meetings in there. We had our scout meetings. Yes.
even the county come
We
up
had
there
2 rooms.
and fixed it and painted it, and never fixed it up. That's when we got the commissioner. He lives up here about to run him. I don't know what his name is,
To rent them.
but they
He-
fixed it up. They
Decided
was
to
gonna-
rent them, I
They was
guess.
gonna move the box seat to Victoria, but they decided they wouldn't.
The voting would be
Yeah.
at Victoria, and they wanted it up there.
Well, Victoria, they vote at New Hope, don't they?
Yeah, they voted New Hope.
But Victoria folks have to come over here to vote.
No, they voted Victoria.
Well, they do. They were going to close this down and consolidate over to
They're gonna
Victoria.
vote, close this down and
I see.
maybe send some of them to New Hope and some of them
Right.
to Victoria.
Mhm.
And what stopped it?
I don't know.
The crowd with
But of
pitchforks and
course-
torches, I bet.
This place has always been the red-headed spot in the county, you know. Never
Mm-hmm.
could get nothing done. We wouldn't even have these paved roads if it hadn't been for Grady Ziegler.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
What about Callaway? Galloway?
No.
No? He was a commissioner at one point.
Mr. Grady got these roads paved, and when he was, I forgot how much Granddaddy put in that pot.
Mhm.
Get him elected.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he said, "Now, Grady, I want my roads paved."
Mm-hmm.
And then he put it in, and Mr. Grady told him, he says, "Well, we're gonna pave these roads up here." That's when Granddaddy put in the pot.
Mm-hmm.
And so something come up about paving that by the barn. And Mr. Grady told him, he said, "Well, it ain't got the right number on it."
Hmm.
It had to be even numbers or odd numbers or something. I forgot what it was.
Yeah.
Granddaddy said, well, I can get that changed right now.
Yeah. Got to scan a spray paint.
Go up there and move the side.
Yeah. Now, Grady
But now,
Ziegler.
look at here. They changed that number, too. They moved the signs. The county did.
Hmm?
To get that road paved.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not kidding.
They just can't switch out the signs. They moved
The
it.
road going down to the barn, if I'm not mistaken, is 111.
Mm-hmm.
The one going the other way, out to the right at the forks, is 110.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They made the one going by the barn 110,
Mhm.
and the one going the other way 111.
What do you
They
know?
paved the road, they put that in back 110, and this one 111.
Oh, you're kidding. All right. That's the way you do it.
Politics works.
Yes, I understand. That's a good story right there.
Forgotten that. I knew it.
What?
I had forgotten that.
Oh,
And the
shit.
county did it.
Yeah, the county did it.
Uh-huh.
The county just.
But that's when, like I said, that's when Mr. Grady was commissioner.
Yeah. Now, Grady Ziegler and Huey Ziegler,
First cousins.
first cousins. And how do they relate to Zig Ziglar?
First cousin.
Uh-huh.
Did you ever know Zig?
I just saw him on TV. You know, I read his books. Did he ever live in this part of the country?
Yeah. He was live right down there where all the rest of the Zieglers live.
Is that right?
Mhm.
And then the family moved to Mississippi or somewhere,
Yeah.
right? Mm-hmm.
He lived over there about, if I'm not mistaken, he lived over there about where the Bowels, was there a Bowel family lived over?
At the
Right
top of
in-
the hill.
Right in that neighborhood.
Uh-huh. Well, Marshall, my 22-year-old, had just gotten a job doing sales, inside sales. So he started reading Zig Ziglar. First thing you read is a little bit about Zig Ziglar. And it says he was born in Coffee County, Alabama. Boy, my stock went up a whole lot when he found out. You know, we were both from Coffee County.
You were born in Coffee
That's what it is.
County?
Yeah, he claims it is his home, his birthplace.
Zig now.
Zig, in his books.
I never did know much about him. I mean, we always heard a whole lot about him.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember one day he came to the house. I don't know if we lived here or where. I guess we did. Down here or down there one. And asked directions somewhere.
Uh-huh.
That's all I ever got
Well,
to.
he preached a revival out here one time.
That's what I heard.
Well, I meant knowing him.
Yeah, him personally.
Much face to
But
face.
he wasn't the big shot he is now, you know.
Yeah.
He was a positive thinker. Is
If
that what
I'm
we
not
said?
mistaken, that's when Mr.
Well-
Hewitt
I mean, that's what he claimed.
was Mr. Hewitt was a preacher out there, and he got him in there to preach a revival one time.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're positive thinking. That's, Norman Vincent Peale and some of those
Yeah.
guys. I mean, everybody's positive thinking, but I would say Zig Ziglar is,
Well, he's not like them. I mean,
Yeah.
he's Christian, but
well, no, but I mean, his whole thing is keep on going. I mean,
I guess so.
yeah, persistence, perseverance is what I
Now,
think.
we went to his uncle's. We went over to his uncle's house and saw that butterbean sheller.
Really?
Or were you with me?
That was Huey Ziglar, right?
Yeah, that's who it would be.
I
What
was.
did it have been? He had this huge hog. I mean, this thing was the biggest hog
Yes.
I've ever seen.
Oh, I remember that. I wouldn't have thought of that, but you're right.
But I remember him showing us that
Well, except Rudolph had a huge
butterbean
one down.
sheller, and he invented it. I
Yes,
thought.
he was getting a patent on it.
Well, now, we got a butterbean sheller that Leander built.
Mm-hmm.
Leander McClendon.
Well, we forgot to get a patent on it.
Mm.
He might not have let us. He wanted to patent himself, wouldn't he?
Right.
Brandon McClendon.
The only difference between ours and the others that I've seen, the others has got wood paddles on it, and I had metal paddles welded onto the shaft on this one.
Mm-hmm.
But that sucker will shell 'em. You can pour about a bushel in there and turn that thing on for about 10 minutes. Well, it won't take 10 minutes.